Thank you, Mr. Theam. And so thank you for highlighting the need to complete the unfinished business of the MDGs and to ensure an integrated approach to sustainability that takes into account not only issues of the social dimension, but the economic as well as the environmental issues. Our next speaker is from the United Nations Industrial Development Organization. We've been talking a lot about the issue of transformation, and at the heart of transformation is industrial development and strengthening our industrial sector.
Mr. Adwasunebebe, Honorable Federal Foreign Minister of Finance of the Republic of Ethiopia, distinguished delegates, excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. I have the honor to represent the Director General of the United Nations Industrial Development Organization, UNIDO, Mr. Lee Yong, and to convey to you his warm regards as you gather here today to consider the important subject of defining a common position for Africa with regard to the Sustainable Development Goals. It is my pleasure to inform you that in the short time since he assumed office in June, Mr. Lee Yong has reaffirmed his commitment to the historically strong partnership of UNIDO with Africa. In one of his first missions abroad, in fact, he visited Addis Ababa earlier this month and had fruitful meetings with the chair and deputy chair of the AU, as well as with other AU commissioners and the executive secretary of the Economic Commission for Africa. Since assuming office, Mr. Lee Yong has formulated a new vision for our organization based on the concept of inclusive and sustainable industrial development. This concept will form the basis of a declaration that the member states of our organization are planning to adopt at our forthcoming General Conference in December in Lima in Peru. The DG sees this approach of inclusive and sustainable development as an effective means to ensure that industrial development continues to play its preeminent role as the key driver of economic diversification and transformative economic and social change. It may be recollected in this connection that industrial development has historically been the source of wealth creation and thereby of sustained poverty reduction. This is as true of the industrialized countries of the North as it is of the dragons and tigers of Southeast and East Asia, and more recently of the BRICS and the emerging economies. We strongly believe that the time has now come for African countries to join the ranks of the industrialized countries. By focusing on the need for an inclusive and sustainable approach to industrial development, we are saying that we need to ensure that everyone shares in the prosperity generated by the industrial development process, and that it should take place within the framework of resource efficiency, of clean production technologies, and of minimizing waste and pollution. In implementing this approach, the Director General also places great emphasis on partnerships with all relevant development agencies, including the multilateral and bilateral development agencies, our sister organizations within the UN system, the international financial institutions, World Bank, regional development banks, civil society, and in particular the private sector. He has shared this vision widely with the Secretary General, with the heads of UN agencies, with ministers of various countries, and with senior representatives of the corporate sector, and has invariably received a positive response. We are also pleased to note that this concept of inclusive and sustainable industrial development is closely aligned to the priorities of the African Union and also closely reflects the views of the Economic Commission for Africa as expressed, for example, in the 2013 economic report of the ECA. We therefore strongly believe that this concept should find its way into the framework for the SDGs and would welcome the support of the AU and the African countries in promoting this objective. In this connection, we would greatly appreciate the inclusion of this concept in the negotiations that are taking place for the development of the SDGs in New York. At the same time, I would like to assure you that we at UNIDO stand ready to continue to provide whatever support and assistance you may need in your endeavors to achieve the inclusive and sustainable industrial development for the benefit of poverty eradication, wealth creation, and for the social and economic transformation for the benefit of the people of Africa. I thank you very much for your attention. Thank you.